Yeah, I, I know this is off the subject, and I know this is lighthearted and not what I normally do on YouTube, but I just wanted to share an experience that just happened to me with you guys and see what you thought about it. And so comment, somewhere down there and let me know what you think. I go into church today, Saturday, and I'm not normally a big giver in the church, but today's message just moved me so much. It got in my spirit, got me anointed, made me feel like, whoa, love Jesus, right? Well, I take $400 out and put in a collection plate, and I don't think about it until I get back home. This is the second time I've been home. I just wanted to record to you. And I put the $400 in the plate, and I don't think about it. So I'm like, well, shoot, I haven't paid the rent. The rent is due. I know it's a little bit later, but I got a weird mortgage thing, but the rent is due. Well, I go back to the church, and I say, well, hey, I put too much money in the collection plate. Could I get my money back? Would that be too much of a problem? Well, you know that your money goes to Jesus, is what they said. I said, well, I don't think Jesus got a collection van that comes right after service, so could you just go back? My name is on the envelope. I was just excited. Could you please just get my money back? And I'll be back tomorrow, and I'll put something else in the plate or whatever. But if you can just go back. The pastor said, well, I understand the dilemma, but Jesus is going to help you out. Jesus is going to make a way. I said, I understand that, but if you could just make your way over there to get my money out the collection plate, that'll be great. Not trying to be smart or disrespectful, but it's not a spiritual thing going on right here, because right now my money's physically in the collection plate. If you just can get it to me, I'll be good. So then I'm sitting there, I'm like waiting, and so then the pastor went and got the deacon, and the deacon told me, well, you got to go through this whole process, and we gotta, I said, well, what's the process? They said, well, you got to go through and submit a form that's saying that you need money to pay your bills, and we got to investigate and make sure you're spending money appropriately. And I'm like, well, if you just can go back over it, I'm serious, I just need to pay my rent. And if you can just go, it was an accident. And they were like, going through it back and forth, and I'm like, well, long story short, they didn't get my money back. And I'm thinking, it was a mistake. Am I wrong? Point blank, I don't think God has a printing press or any need for money. I think Jesus, God, prints up souls. The first thing he does in the morning, he wakes you up with a breath of life. I think as he wakes you up with that breath of life, that gives you the ability to go forth, work, toil, and do whatever you need to do in your life. Some people don't make it back home to their beds at the end of the night because they died along the way through life. So I think life, the breath of life, is the first thing God gives you. And with that breath of life, I think that you have to understand that as he acts in return, it's not a financial. I'm sure many of you will agree watching this video that God doesn't need money. Nor do you need money if you know the right people. If you know the right people, you don't need any cash. So I would challenge you to believe that God acts in return what God gives you, life. And being that we can't take God out on dates, and then we can't send him chocolates on Valentine's Day, I think he says, love the least among you. How much would your community be different if your megachurch, if your huge congregation gave 2.4 hours of its life, each member, to the community around it? How much different would the community look? How much different would a Christian country look? If 2.4 hours, 24 hours of life you are given, but if you gave 2.4 hours to another human being, remember, money excuses you from the responsibility of doing. Martin Luther King proved it. He built an entire army off of his ability to relate to others, the ability to build a relationship. Some people can relate so well and negotiate so well with people that they don't need money at all for anything. They can get what they need. Habitat of Humanity has proven that you can build a church if you know the right people. Anyone would have such a greater appreciation for their church if they built it with their own hands. People say they don't have time, but God gives you time every day. Again, it's not about the money. It's about the ability to relate. We're all human. Relate.